All right, team, what's going on? I'm Tim Jenkins, and welcome to All Things QB, where I watch every single clip and break down the most important ones. Today, we've got Drake Maye, a huge Monday Night Football win over the Giants, a really elite game from him. I mean, big-time stuff all over this film. You guys are going to love it. Before we jump into it, please do me a favor and FTA this thing, which means comment for the algorithm. Please like this video, and then make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome, and I always say you can wait till the end of the video and hopefully I earn that subscription. But without further ado, let's jump into the film. All right, team, first one we've got for you guys. We've got a New England staple. We've got Haas Juke. What I like most about this one, the way they're using it right now, is that they're using Diggs on the juke route. I think that's awesome, formationally getting him in there. How could you not like having Diggs in there as the juke runner? We'll let this thing loop, and then, of course, we'll break it down. But you got to love Maye here, too. Footwork on time, exactly what you want to see. Pointing out our guys. Look at all that. We got 3 points. What are we doing? Pointing out everything that's going to go on in this play. But how easy is that? Simple pitch and catch, hanging on the concept. Okay, so you're going to see us H exit. So we're going to move our H outside, and then we're just going to run Haas Juke. And you guys know Haas Juke, what does that mean? It means hitches outside, okay, slot seam. Slot seam, slot seam. And then our juke runner means we're just giving this guy freedom to basically do whatever he wants to do to win against this guy. From a coverage standpoint, we have exactly what we want. You're going to see Diggs is isolated right here. These backers, right? I want you guys to watch these backers and watch how they carry vertically. Boom, carry vertically. And then that creates where it's one-on-one right here. We're going to rewind it ever so slightly because I want you guys to watch Diggs. Now, let's have our eyes here together. I just want you guys to watch him work this concept. Look at that. Bang. Guys on the ground. Easy pitch and catch. Great little 14-yard gain on what really is just like the easiest read for Drake Maye, because he's sitting here and I want you to watch his eyes. You can see how he peeks at that backer to make sure that backer's getting out of there, and then he's just getting eyes to Diggs. And it's the easiest pitch and catch that he will have this entire game, and it's big and it's good for a 14-yard gain, right? That's what you want to see when you're designing these concepts, is how easily can we generate some of these, big gains. Here we've got a nasty little concept. First and foremost, it's a great job from Drake handling what appears to be zero. Okay, we're getting into a protection. We're getting it to where we feel like we can pick it up as best as possible. Then New York bails out of it. We stay with the concept. We navigate the pocket. We deliver. Okay, so I want to walk through all this. We'll let it loop so you guys can, I like letting it loop once so you guys can just watch it clean, and then we'll start breaking it down where I do the rewinding like you're sitting in a coach's office. But this is just flat out great communication from the Patriots offense, and then just really good quarterback play, great pocket navigation. Honestly, everything you want to see. So I'm going to fast forward this. Our bunny ears are going up right now. We're thinking, hey, this is zero. Okay, what's zero? It's where you get all this pressure here, and then they're just playing man-to-man behind it, right? Zero is the one thing that we can't protect. They'll always have one more than we have. They'll always be able to get home with zero. So what Drake right now is trying to figure out is, okay, hey, how am I going to best protect this? What they're going to get to is they'll get to some sort of, okay, hey, look, we're going to go here, big on big, big on big. We'll go this way, big, big, big. We'll put our back in here. This guy will be the free runner. But by the time he gets there, I'm going to hit my big tight end. That's what they're getting to, okay? Now, what does New York do? New York bails out of it. Okay, so New York bails out of it. So then Drake goes, oh, shoot, okay, and he starts working left. He starts to work his concept. His concept is stick, right? We've got this with this with this, right? You read this thing 1 to 2. But on the backside, we still have this in with this. So really, you could kind of go 1 to 2 to 3 down to 4. Okay, and look at Drake. So you got to remember, we're processing all this stuff Pre and post snap. Then they get to post snap. Okay, he gets his eyes to the left, doesn't like it. Now watch. This is the key guy. Watch him go to take the back. Okay, watch that backer's reaction. Go take the back, and then Drake hangs on it, delivers it to his tight end. I can't tell you how elite of a level this quarterback play is. This is flat out special. This is awesome. It's as good as it gets. I think this is a massive credit to whatever Josh McDaniels and Vrabel have going on. And then, of course, he's got to execute it. And this ability right here to where he goes to pump fake it, climbs, realizes that backer's there. This is just, yeah. It's awesome. It is special. Here we've got ourselves what we call a concept dime, where we're just scheming people open. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna talk through it, but this New England team, man, there's something on offense. They are dangerous, man. This is not one of those teams. I know that we haven't seen them a bunch on the national stage this year, or a lot of people, people are starting to talk about them a little bit, but I don't know if people realize what they've got cooking. Okay, so what we've got is we've got play action, and we know it's play action and not run action because we're going to see all these guys are in pass pro, but it's our running back and our quarterback are on the fake. Okay, outside, we've got this big stick at 8 post. I want you guys to watch just how exact this route is, because what they're making it feel like is that he's on this over route or that he's working across the formation, and then he's going to stick on what we would call a float route. And you're going to read this thing 1 down to 2. The back will get to the flat as our flat control. That's 3. He'll somewhat stay down because of that. This guy's going to run with the post, I'm assuming. And then all that is going to lead us to a wide open guy. Actually, they flip, they invert. So safety ends up coming down. He's going to run with the post. You see how they've got him mid-pointed right now, right? Where he's not fully here, but he's not fully here, which means Drake can really pick what does he want to do with the football. He acts as if he's going to the flat, and then he drives that thing. Again, great concept, elite level execution of the concept, getting us to exactly what. Look at that. You see that little pump fake out there as if he's going out there to try to freeze that guy a little bit longer, and then look at the pace on that ball. Absolutely perfect pace and placement. Just really big time stuff. That is awesome. That's a concept dime. This one is just exciting to me because this is it's a classic fade. It's my childhood. I think it's interesting watching these Patriots because what I'll say is that it feels like a throwback offense. It feels like what I grew up watching in the NFL. Like Drake Maye took a 3-plant from under center. Like I can't tell you the last time I saw that, breaking stuff down. And listen, I'm sure people do it. I'm just, I just love what I'm seeing. Here, to me, this is a run play, right, with a run adjustment outside. So we probably got some sort of run play here. But we said, hey, if we get one-on-one, we can throw this fade. And then I want you guys to watch Drake with his footwork execution here. It's perfect. Punch, 1, get that thing up and down. Really good job by the receiver with the cut split. Fading out with the ball. In terms of throwing a fade route, this is clinic tape. This is clinic tape on how to execute a fade route. This is just it's flat out perfect. And I feel like I've said that about 9 things already on this tape, and we're only 4 clips in. But that is, yeah, that's as good as you're going to see it when it comes to ripping a fade route in the NFL. Here we've got just a nice little cop route, little isolated cop route at the top of your screen. Okay, again, it's another one of those where I'm going to sit here and I'm going to keep talking about how much I love these concepts or how much I love Drake Maye's execution, but it's, yeah, there was a lot to love. And listen, I know the Giants aren't the best ball club in the NFL right now, but there was a lot to love. This I love because, you know, we've got Hank double curl going all over the place in the NFL right now, right? Where you get here, you've got this Hank guy. These guys are on just curl routes. Everybody knows what that looks like. Instead, what the Patriots are doing is they've got the deep Hank, right? This is second and long. We're trying to get some yardage back, but they pair it with a cop route, so a corner stop. And I love that because, one, it's just slightly different. It's a slight variation so the defense can't feel like I know exactly what's coming because I've seen this 9 weeks in a row. But also I like it because it creates even more horizontal spacing than the traditional Hank double curl. So you can see this where, you know, Drake Maye's got his eyes. Really, the way you read this thing is you read it off a squeeze. So you say, hey, our deep Hank guy, that's our first progression. And then based on which one of these backers squeezes to try to take this thing away, that's where you work either this is 2 or this is 2. What happens is you're going to see the will linebacker jumps up to take this flat route. So then at that point, we know, okay, hey, we're going to work that boundary cop. And then you end up having what turns into like just an isolated cop route one-on-one with outside leverage from the corner. And I have no idea how in the world you would think about stopping that from that position. Drake with his, and this is the thing too, when you talk about tying your feet to your progression, I want you guys to see how good this is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hitch, hitch, ball. Why would it be hitch, hitch? Hitch the deep Hank, hitch the cop, ball. Like that is, your feet are telling a story. It's as clean of a rep as you are going to get. And that is just, that's an elite level throw and elite level footwork. That is, again, I'm just going to keep saying it. It's awesome, man. And then here we're just going to take the one-on-one and we're going to throw the go route. Our guy wins. And we drop this thing in the bucket about as well as you're going to see this thing done. Guys, I mean, just special stuff. Let's look at it again. Pre-snap, what are they trying? They're trying to make it feel like 0, right? Pre-snap, no safety deep. They're trying to make it feel like 0. And again, they bail out. Okay, Drake gets into a good protection plan just in case it is. Instead, they bail out of it. And he knows, well, I still got my press one-on-one backside. Let me just rip this go route for a touchdown. This is a great sign, too. Guys celebrating for each other. Guys fired up for each other. That's a great sign for the direction a ball club is going. When you've got dudes out there celebrating for each other, getting excited for each other. Let's watch our feet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitch ball. Great height on this football. Look at this thing. Giving height so your guy can go adjust and make a play. Just dropping that thing in the bucket. Holy cow, man. That is just special. It's a great throw. It's exactly the kind of height and pace you want on that football when you're ripping that go route down the sideline. Here we've got just great pocket navigation, a great little pocket climb. We'll talk through the concept. But overall, these are the kind of things you want to see from a young quarterback. You want to see the pocket navigation. You want to see keeping your eyes downfield while you're navigating the pocket. And we're checking all those boxes right now. This, to me, is kind of a Y cross concept. Now, we don't really, it's almost like a Y cross, but with you've got this deep post here. You got this deep post here. It's kind of like we've got our cross here. And instead of having that big in, we've got a curl, right? We're going to orbit motion out. That's our flat control to this side. And then you're going to see it with a little play action where it's like he's working this concept. I think he probably honestly ends up getting here if it's regular, hey, I don't have to climb the pocket. Instead, he just continues to work his progression as he navigates vertically in the pocket. And then he ends up finding what really you could argue is his second, third progression while simultaneously climbing. It's just, this is what you want to see from a young quarterback, where he knows his progression. He continues to work it as he climbs vertically in the pocket. That is what you want your young quarterback doing. This 4-play sequence we have is really cool because this is the drive before half. We're going to break down all 4 plays of the drive before half. But this was great execution of we're trying to get some points before the end of the half. And you're going to kind of see bits and pieces of really what you would want to see in a perfect world. The perfect world is, hey, we've got a nice little drive starter, right? We want to get our feet moving forward. What do we have here from a concept perspective? We kind of just have, really, it's kind of double slant. And then we just throw this hold up shot here. And the goal of these plays is, you're going to get off coverage. We want to just start with a positive play. We want to feel our feet moving forward, that we want them to start to get where they feel like, okay, hey, we're moving back, right? These guys are moving the football. You really just want to start with a positive play. It's exactly what they do. Nice little quick hitter. You've got this corner off. You've got free access here, right? All you got to do is make sure this guy works inside, but he does. No, he doesn't. He bails out. So you've got it, right? Get the feet moving forward. Nice little drive starter. Then what we've got is we have a big-time pocket climb and an absolute bullet on this in route. Okay, so now you went from that. You transitioned from that, hey, let's just get our feet moving forward. Let's have a positive play. You transition to that, let's get a little chunk play here. Right? And that's exactly what they now execute, is they execute the chunk play. Drive this thing. Get this in route going. Absolutely rip a bullet. This, to me, is truly, right off of that Y cross, double in vein, where you've got this guy with this. Out here, we're going to have the takeoff. This is your first, this is your second, and you can see Drake just hanging on this because he knows once he clears this backer right there, and the receiver does a great job of coming flat because he understands that this safety is going to be driving on it. So they do a really good job. This receiver does a really good job of working flat, wrapping that backer. You see how he's almost working back towards the line of scrimmage to prevent that safety from being able to make a play on it. And then this right here, this chip to wide here is so critical in terms of pulling this guy out. This here to create this huge window once our receiver does wrap the backer. It's a great job. It's a great, well-designed play, well executed, looking out for each other. Let's watch his feet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitch, ball. Yeah. Really good rhythm in his feet, meaning where all his drops aren't created equal. So we're not just taking a quick 5 all the time or a rhythm 5. It's tied to the progression. Here you can see that rhythmic 5 and that load at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Load, hitch, ball. Because he needs to give his guy time to work this. He needs to give that receiver time to not only work down the middle, but wrap. Everything that we were looking for in this concept. And then just, again, I can't tell you how clean these feet are. Boom. That's a great job. So there's your chunk play, right? We started with the, hey, let's get positive. Now we got a chunk play. Okay, can we generate another chunk play? And then we do just that. You know, we were running the same darn concept. And then what happens is they pressure. Drake creates time, right? Buys time with his feet. And then we get exactly what we want by getting out of the pocket, creating time, buying our guys some time, flipping it to our back and letting him do the rest. Same exact concept. I want to tell you, it's the exact same concept. Right? You can see our receivers working across the formation. That was horrific. Sorry. You can see the receivers working across the formation here. We got this in route. We got the takeoff. We'll probably get the chip to here. We get our back out. What happens, though, is they're going to bring pressure. Boom, boom. Okay? They're going to bring pressure, and then the back is going to get lost. Back ends up getting lost. Drake Maye creates time. Great job working towards the sideline, but also creating depth, because once he recognizes that he has his back, all he has to do is create a little bit of time for those other guys to lock onto the receivers, run with the receivers, so that when you flip it to your back, there's nobody left. And that's a huge. So there's your second chunk play, right? So we get the first positive. Now you got back-to-back chunk plays. And then that puts us in a position where here, you know, we're trying to get closer to maybe take a shot at the end zone. One of our guys ends up falling down. We just get to our, that guy falls down. Boom, get to your check down. That's also stuff you really love to see from a young quarterback, because you like to see, oh, wow, we know our progression well enough to know, oh, shoot, you know, one of my guys gets knocked down. I'm thinking about reading, you know, thinking about working to him. Instead, let me just get to my sit route. The defense has enough sync to where this will be a positive play. They've got like a zip, right? Like a Z short. They almost make this thing look like drive, except then instead of working across, he just sits. And he ends up taking this. I want you guys to watch, though. Our tight end ends up going down. I'd be interested to see what he has here, because there's a piece of me that thinks he's dipping inside and he's going to run this corner route, which would have been the potential home run for the touchdown. Instead, we just get to our guy, and then we take the timeout and win with points. But from a drive before half standpoint, that's, I mean, 4 plays. You go the length of the field in 4 plays where you really had one shot at the end zone, our guy falls down, and you walk away with points. Those are the kind of key situations that are going to have to continue to get executed once they get into the playoffs and they start trying to make a run at this thing. Here we've got a push 3 route. Again, you want to talk about the NFL I grew up watching. Push 3 was all over the place. Then it kind of feels like it died a little bit. And then now we've got New England bringing it back. We're going to talk through it. But it's just basically it's an out-up comeback. Okay, so it's an out to an out and up to a comeback. And then what they've paired it with is they're doing basically... So you get this, right? You get this motion out to here. Now we've got this vertical. We've got it out to up to come back, okay? Then you've got this guy working here just in case we get a bunch of guys jumping it, right? You're going to be able to sneak that corner in behind. And then you've got the dig. So you're probably reading this thing 1 to 2 to 3, if I had to guess. Look at that route, you guys. I want to rewind it one more time because I want you guys to watch this out, up, comeback. Just a huge throw from Drake. And this is like, hey, we're sealing the game time, right? This is, you know, we're up big. Watch our feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitch, hitch, ball. Yeah, because you're going to have to hang on that concept because that concept's going to take time to develop. And it's exactly what we get. We get the 5, hitch, hitch, ball, hang on it, deliver a strike. So Z push 3, out, up, come back. And then last one I've got for you guys, the one that gets called back for an illegal shift. But I still love it. Trying to see what the... Yeah. Sorry. We'll let it loop. But this is... We have one thing to cover on just how good this is from a quarterback eye manipulation standpoint. Because I want you guys to watch this. So we get the motion across. Okay, they're in single high, right? So they're in single high safety. Watch Drake put his head and his eyes to the right with a pump fake and watch the influence of that and watch how 24 is influenced. And then he snaps his eyes back and it is wide open because of his ability to move the safety. The safety gets so displaced that there is no one in the same zip code as our tight end running the seam. Look at this. Boom. Moves everybody. It's right back to it. There is no one remotely in the ballpark. And all because we know exactly who and how to manipulate. So for me, I sit here and I try to wrap this video up and it's like, well, first and foremost, we didn't have a bad, right? Like there was maybe one bad clip when I was watching it that I'm like, oh, that could be a bad. And it was like, instead of being here on the receiver, we were here and the DB was able to knock it down. I mean, this is special stuff, what we're seeing from New England. Now, granted, is this my first deep dive into the Patriots and Drake Maye? Yes, my first deep dive. Am I going to do them the rest of the season? You bet I'm gonna. The rest of the year, we are doing the Patriots. This is too much fun to break down. It's too exciting to me, so I'm going to be breaking these guys down the rest of the season. Hopefully, if you're a Patriots fan, you hit that subscribe button, you comment, or if you're a Drake Maye fan, you do the same. You guys comment, you let me know what you think, because I thought this film looked pretty darn good. I think this team might be better than people even expect them to be. So I'm fired up. In terms of, do we think Drake Maye is the best quarterback in the AFC right now? Of course you can't give him that nod yet. But is this the cleanest football I've broken down? It's up there. So is he coming for it? We'll see. Does he have a argument at MVP? Yeah, he does. Especially if the other games have looked like this. So you guys comment, let me know what you think, and until next time, peace.